copy of the meeting, and then we'll need the two transcribed.
Yep.
This meeting.
That's
Yep.
what I told him. I need
Nikki already talked to,
Legitimate and legal.
okay. Nikki already talked to Jim, and Jimmy will provide us with a copy of it. And Nikki is here doing her usual stuff. So, well, it's 6:01, so I'm going to get started, okay? Town clerk, would you take roll call, please? And guys, I just ask you to just speak up, okay, please?
Okay, speak up. Oh, I gotta have a pen.
Chief Peters, I got the wrong code, I think you're gonna give us the right code.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Mike Ferrara,
Mike Ferrara here.
Steve Churchill,
Steve, are you here?
Dave DeLalis,
I'm here.
Doug
Okay.
Avery,
Here.
Don Dyson. Here. And one Shawny.
Okay, we have a quorum. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance in a moment of silence? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. I'd like to welcome everybody to, I think, probably Seneca Falls' first virtual meeting. Hopefully, many of our townspeople have been able to tune in to Finger Lakes 1 and watch this live. First of all, I'd like to express on behalf of the town board our concern for your health, and hopefully all of our citizens are remaining healthy. And hopefully this won't be a norm. Hopefully we can get back to normal in May. No guarantees, but that's something we'll just have to play day to day type of thing. I'd like to encourage you to please listen to the doctors and the scientists, follow what they're saying. A lot of talk about things that are peaking in New York City. I'm not a doctor or a scientist, but I think Seneca County is probably lagging behind a heavily metropolitan area like New York City. So I still think we have a lot to be concerned about. And please just follow the recommendations. Stay at home. Don't go out unless it's absolutely necessary. Practice the social distancing. It works. Okay. Seneca County Health Department issued a strong recommendation this afternoon that all people should wear a mask when you're in public. So when you have to go to the grocery store, or go to the pharmacy, or get gas, or even taking a walk or exercising, they are strongly recommending that everybody wear a cloth mask as well. Okay. I'd like to also reach out to many of our citizens who have rental properties on the lake. I strongly encourage you to hold off allowing people from other areas to come in to our town. I know it's a financial strain, but if we could use your discretion for the next 30 days, I think that would be a very good thing to do if we can keep this as local as we possibly can. With that, let's get started. So, the first thing we have is opening of bids for equipment of rental equipment. And I have one bid from Heavy Equipment. Okay. We'll give that to you, Nikki. And
That's from what, Senator?
we also have opening bid for tree removal, and we also have only one bid for that, and that is Lumber Mac Tree Service. I will look over both of these bids, just make sure they are conform to our procurement policies, and I'll have Pat take a look at them as well, and we'll move forward with those two. Okay, need a motion to, oh, I'm sorry, well, no, there's no petitioner, that's right. At this time, I need a motion to approve informational special meeting, the minutes of February 27th, 2020. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Don Dyson. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Board members, I'm going to ask you to say your name and say how you vote. That's the only way that's going to work, okay? So Dave DeLeas, aye, Doug Avery, aye, and Steve, aye. Okay.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from March 23rd regular town board meeting. Second, please.
Second.
Second by Don Dyson. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Dave, aye.
Come on, guys.
Steve, aye.
Doug.
Doug, you in? Doug Avery? Okay, might have lost Doug. Okay. Motion to accept the dog control officer's report. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, Dave. Steve, aye.
Hopefully Doug is okay. Motion to accept the zoning officer's monthly report.
Aye.
Discussion?
Second.
Second.
Steve makes motion.
Okay, I made the motion. Dave DeLeas, second. Discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Dave, aye.
Okay.
Steve, aye. Chief Deanstra.
Chief is on.
Hi Stu, how you doing?
Good, I'm on.
Sorry. Couldn't read my writing, or I gave you the wrong number?
Wrong number, but I'm on now.
Okay, good. Okay, make a motion to accept the Commissioner of Parks and Recreation report. Second, please.
Second.
Discussion. Jim, you got a couple things to add there?
I sent it via email yesterday. There weren't really a lot of numbers, obviously, to run by you. But the big thing was the canal fence, making sure everybody knows that has that postponed. And that, maybe if things work turn around, they're looking for a support from the board for the convention date there, maybe some kind of event. So hopefully that will be something we can accommodate later on. And then the Easter egg hunt, which is a pretty big event for us, it's been postponed, but we're going to do something for that, even if it's in the summer. We'll do something. We haven't actually candy, really can't send it back, so we'll do something. So, and then the guys started working today, or yesterday, outdoors. Dwayne and Wyatt start getting ready to mow and get things cleaned up, because obviously the grass is going to take off here any day. And I know that Dwayne is cleaning right now for Town Hall. So outside of that, I have anything else to add other than what my email provides.
Okay. Thank you. All in favor?
Thank you.
Aye.
Dave, aye. Steve, aye.
Okay.
Mr. Supervisor, I texted Mr. Avery and he lost his connection. He's trying to get reconnected.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Highway.
And Steve, if you can text with him, if he can't get back on for some reason, I can tell him to call my cell phone and I can put him on my cell phone. You know what I'm saying?
All right, yeah,
okay?
Yep, thank you.
Okay. All right, make a motion to accept the monthly report of the town assessor.
No, highway.
Oh, I'm sorry, highway, yes, highway superintendent's report. Have a second, please.
Second.
Okay, discussion. Jim, anything special? Jim Peterson?
Nope, I'm all good on my end, Mike.
Okay, thank you, sir. All in favor? Aye. Okay,
Steve, I,
so these are all 4 zeros, Nikki, for the time
Yeah,
being until
yeah.
Doug gets back in.
Okay.
Make a motion to accept the water and sewer report for the month of March. Second? Second by Don.
Wait a minute. Assessor? You forgot the assessor.
Yep. Just a couple of things here, so everyone knows, Joe Tuller, our water and sewer supervisor, has had a little health issue. He was in the hospital for a few days over the weekend. All is good. Because he was in the hospital, he is faced with some mandatory quarantine or self-quarantine because you were actually in the hospital. So he will be out of work for a little bit. It's not a full 14 days unless he shows any symptoms. It's just a precautionary thing because of the hospital. So that's all. In his absence, James is doing a great job. James Rickrell is taking care of water, and James, is Brian back over to sewer, right? James Rickrell?
Brian is actually still home, but we're talking to him on the phone.
Okay. Okay, great. All right, this is a phone call from Doug, so I'm going to put Doug on now. Doug, can you hear me? Doug? Doug, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Did you pay your phone bill, or what happened?
I don't know.
Okay, so you're on my cell phone, Doug, and hopefully you'll be able to hear everything. We're in the middle of reports. We just approved water and sewer, and we're going to, I'm going to make a motion to approve the town justice report.
There isn't any.
There is no report, that's right, they've been shut down.
Yeah, they've been
That's
shut
right,
down.
thank you. Make a motion to approve the police chief's report. Second?
Second.
By Don. Discussion. Chief, anything special?
No, just wanted to report to the rest of the board. I know this is a topic in other communities about social distancing complaints coming into the police department. And I just wanted to let everybody know we've only received 2 of those thus far.
Great. Doug Avery, can you hear what Chief said?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. Okay, and Chief, on behalf of the town board, I'd like to again thank you and Lieutenant Snyder and the entire police force for what you're doing on the front lines every day. You're dealing with, in contact with people on a regular basis, so again, we appreciate your dedication and of all the police officers. If you'd extend our appreciation, I would greatly appreciate that on your end. So, thank you.
Thank you, we appreciate that.
Okay. All in favor of that report?
Hey, guys.
Aye, Doug, aye.
Carried. Steve, I assume you're an aye. Okay.
Sorry, yes, Steve, aye.
Okay. Make a motion to accept the engineer report from B&L. Seconded,
Second.
Dom's seconded. Peter Baker, are you on?
I am on, Mike.
Okay. Peter sent some things out today. I hope everyone had a chance to take a look at that. Peter, can you give us a little bit of a background, a little overview, please?
Sure, I think the one thing I hit on is just the COVID-19 update. We've been monitoring the situation closely because of what the work we're involved with right now is considered essential business. We've got 2 active projects that are in the field, the sewer rehabilitation project. Right now there are 2 crews. One is WD Malone's working on Maple and Johnson Street. and the other crew is the crew that's doing cleaning and sewer inspection from Green Mountain. They are out and about, they're all aware of the social distancing requirements, everybody's got requisite letters from their employers indicating that they are doing, essential business work. So I just wanted to make sure that that's, prior to them coming on site, we were, communication with Pat and with the supervisor on that end. We also wrapping up the generator project at the water treatment plant. They fired that up yesterday. They did a 3-hour test. There'll be another test performed tomorrow before final approval of that. On that note, I had sent out a kind of an amendment that was included in our 2020 agreement. That project, when we got into design of it, the existing generator leaks has leaked over the years. It's considered a New York State DEC spill. So we provided just an amendment for someone to kind of oversee the environmental contractor who will be decommissioning the existing tank and existing generator. With that, when they decommission that, there'll be some removal of residual soils, and there'll be an excavation component where they got to excavate decontaminated soils. Seneca Meadows landfill will be handling the disposal of the soils with the town. There won't be a cost to the town for that. There is a cost for excavating the soil. It's a unit cost. Our proposal basically was to have one of our environmental technicians on site, monitor the contractor, and ensure they're kind of, monitored. They're not digging too much. It's a unit cost for that work. Certainly, it's an amendment. It's not a significant cost. It's the board just want to have it's in front of the board. I don't think we need action tonight. Under our current agreement, we do have hours available for that. So I would like to get that executed at some point in time, just to make sure by year end we've got that covered on that end. And finally, I think the Bear Street culvert, I provided some preliminary costs. That project is, I think it'll be fairly complex with respect to looking at the most cost-effective option. There's certainly an option that's a lot more cost-effective. I've talked to the supervisor regarding some thoughts with the existing homeowner. I think at this point the best thing to do would be to schedule kind of an absence of a workshop, a virtual workshop with either the entire board, if it be public, or a few members of the board. So really up to the board how they want to proceed, but we want to present kind of our findings, what the costs are, what the path forward is, and really to kind of come up with the recommended alternative. Because certainly one of these alternatives we think is a little more cost effective, maybe more difficult to work with the property owners. The other options are more straightforward, but again, the more cost effective option also happens to be the one that we think is more suitable for grant funding with some various grant infrastructure programs that the state has.
Pat, could we do an executive session for the 3 proposals, type of thing? Or would we have to do an executive session?
For the proposal that came?
Yeah, just so we could, hear from Peter's team and see some visuals so that the board can make a decision moving forward, type of thing.
It's not really, let me take a look at something.
Probably not something doable under executive session, right?
Angle of real property in the sense that that's an extensive culvert that goes across someone else's land.
Yeah.
Possibly the New York State canals as well.
Yeah, we'd have to get easements, no matter what we do, we have to get easements, type of thing. So maybe that would make it a legal executive session?
That's a real possibility because we're dealing with properties that do not belong to the town.
Right.
And that necessarily gets into a whole host of other issues where that could be possible.
Okay. Well, Pat, if you can check that out for us and let us know, and then Peter, we'll go from there, okay?
Sure, but that would be part of Seneca's whole thing set up. I do want to chime in here and talk about, Peter mentioned the ongoing projects that have been determined to be essential services. And I just want to point out that
I did receive an email from the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation that states that all water and wastewater construction projects are deemed by the state to be essential construction services. So this is not just a determination made by the contractors themselves, and nor is there any required action on the part of the town to continue these actions, but this determination has already been made by the state, and that's why those projects are continuing.
Okay, thanks, Pat. Okay, Peter, thank you so much. All in favor of accepting the engineer report, please say aye.
Aye.
Doug, aye.
Dave, aye. Steve, aye.
Okay, thank you. I make a motion to accept the MRB grant writing services report for the month of March. Second?
Second.
Don, seconded. Discussion, Emily, I know you sent some things out, updates to the different department people. I'll let you explain a little bit, Emily, what's going on there.
Sure, and Matt Ford is also on the line.
Hi, Matt.
So for help to,
Good evening, everybody.
but yeah, so, you know, we sat down with all the department heads and did a, kind of get some ideas of what they're looking at and their priorities. And so we've taken that and put it into a needs assessment, which I have, emailed out to everyone, and I've got some responses, so we're beginning to update, and I'll do some more follow-up next week, so we can get this in a little bit more of a final form, and the town can start planning appropriately for grant season, which is upon us.
Great. And I talked to Matt earlier today, or yesterday, I think, Emily, and we talked to him about a Main Street grant that we should hopefully pursue this year. I think with our DRI status, I think, you know, we have some good connections with this Department of State, who said it would help us out as much as they could. So it might be a good year for a Main Street grant as well, right?
Yes, absolutely, I have, and I spoke to Matt got right back to me on that, and that has been updated.
Okay. All right, thanks, guys. I don't think there's any other, we need all in favor of accepting the grant writer services report, say aye, please.
Aye.
Doug, aye.
Dave, aye. Steve, aye.
So carried. Okay, I don't think we have any other committee reports. Communications, town clerk, any good ones?
No.
No.
Just the audit, the financial audit is in there.
Financial audit was in there, right? Okay. Okay, moving to old business.
Wait, motion to accept.
I'm sorry, motion to accept communications. Second by Don. Any discussions on communications?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Doug, aye.
Aye, Dave. Steve, aye.
Okay, so carried. Old business. Pat, I think I have to table the first one, 10 Fall Street. Do I need a motion to table it, or can we just table that? Pat Morrell, you with me?
Should need a motion to table.
Should need a motion, Steve?
Now joining.
Yes.
There
Okay.
he is.
Pat Morrell.
Pat, we're just on the old business. I need a motion to table surplus property under old business, correct?
If they came off the table, I think they were tabled from last time, but that would be fine.
Okay,
Just table it, move on.
okay. I don't need a motion or approval to do that. Yes, no?
No.
No, okay. Okay,
Has there been a motion made?
No.
no,
Okay, then no, you don't need to,
okay,
only need to table something if a motion's been made.
got it. Okay, B, Make a motion for the sale of surplus property on 60 State Street. Can I have a second for that one?
Second. What are we doing with it?
Second?
Second.
Okay.
What, is that table?
Not 60 Fall Street. Pat, can you fill us in on what happened with 60 Fall Street? Or 60 State Street, I'm sorry.
State Street.
I apologize, 60 State Street.
I don't think we need a motion for that.
Just not a whole lot has happened on that in the last month, with everything going on. But, so right now, we're in just in the process of trying to get a contract together between us and the folks who submitted their proposal.
Okay, so nothing,
I don't have much to report on that.
okay, so nothing is done there. Do we have, so we can't announce the sale until they officially sign a contract, is that correct?
Well, at the last meeting, you authorized entering into contract with the basic terms outlined in that proposal.
Okay, okay.
Just waiting for the
And
contract.
do I have to make that a public announcement as to who we agree to go into, enter into contract with?
We already did that
We did that?
last
No, other than that was done at the last meeting.
week.
Okay. All right,
Okay, it's all done.
okay.
Just waiting for the contract.
Very good. Okay, I don't think we can, I need an update before I make a motion on old business, part C. Any update with
Yes.
procurement policy, working with Frank? I think Steve and Doug, you were gonna do that?
Other than,
No update on that. I apologize again.
yes. So we received the proposal. I would like the chance to sit down with Steve and Doug, go through it, and kind of work through it a bit.
The proposal from Frank?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and we're gonna keep him involved at some point, or during the process, or no?
We
Not
certainly
for me,
should.
but that's up to you guys.
Okay. What was that, Doug?
Oh, we certainly should. It's really, you know, he's done the lion's share of the work at this point. I apologize too, just as you gave me his contact information, you know, this whole thing fell
Right.
apart with staying apart. So,
Okay.
so I need to reach out to him, but we will sit down with Pat first, but we should keep Frank in the loop. But I think it's a courtesy. He's done a lot of work on this.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, so we're just gonna table the procurement policy. Okay. I'm gonna make a motion to renew SMI license to operate landfill. I need a second, please.
Second.
Second by Don. Discussion.
Actually,
Yep.
Mr. Supervisor, I believe that was on the table, that was tabled, so it would have to be voted on to take off the table.
Okay, Steve, you might very well be right. I'm not sure. It's just on my agenda, so
What does Pat say?
make a motion to, Pat, make a motion to take it off the table?
If somebody has a motion about it, they can make the motion.
Okay, I made a motion, Don seconded it.
But again, you don't have to, okay?
Okay,
So there you go.
okay. So, discussion.
Yeah, this is Doug. We have the one request on the table that before we consider this, that they create an odor management, odor reporting system that the public can trust. And until we have that, I don't see us moving forward.
So, well, in that case, if you don't mind me jumping in here, if that's the way the majority of the board feels, then a motion to table would be appropriate. And we can, continue going down that path.
Okay, again, I think it's, I understand everybody's concerns. I just think it's irresponsible on our part to not renew the permit. We are going to be putting first quarter payments, second quarter payments in delay at a time that is a very difficult time coming up fiscally speaking. And it's going to, again, cost the town more legal fees for not issuing the permit. And we're trying to make a statement, but all at the same time, they're still operating.
We're not making a statement. If we do that, we simply cave. We've got one chance to do this. And Mike, if you look at past records, past meetings, past public hearings, there are zero people in Seneca Falls who trust that system. There's a whole host of people who do not trust it. You have an obligation, we have an obligation to get a system in place that we can trust. It's a simple request of them. Shouldn't cost them much more money, if anything, than what they're paying now. It's a simple request. If they're digging in their heels, that's simply because they're digging in their heels.
Doug, I'm not a lawyer, but I think what you're asking to do is open up the conditions of the host agreement.
Well, the conditions say they have to provide a system of complaints.
Correct, which they are doing. So again,
No, they're not. As long as it's not trustworthy, they're not providing that.
well, again, I'm not a lawyer and I'm not a judge, so again, somebody will have to make that determination, okay, other than you and I or somebody else, okay? As you know, they will litigate this, and it's not going to be our decision because we're not the judges. Some judge is going to have to make that decision, okay? And if the rest of the board is willing to, wants to go down the path of spending more legal fees and holding up a pay agreement or host agreement payments, that's something that everybody has to make their own decision in, okay? Other discussion?
Yeah, this is Steve. I'd like to chime in.
Yeah?
I'd like to chime in. First of all, I'd like to say, we received a letter from Seneca Meadows attorneys, Nixon Peabody, essentially threatening us, laying out there an ultimatum that if we don't approve their operating permit tonight, that they're going to sue us, they're going to cut off our funds, and they're going to negate the current host benefit agreement. Well, first of all, shame on them for doing it right in the midst of a pandemic. And in the midst of while they're currently suing us on another front. To Doug's point, we really want one thing to be resolved before we discuss renewing the operating permit. Unfortunately, COVID came along and derailed those discussions, but they still have to happen. They're in violation of the host benefit agreement, really not us. They're violating it by allowing the landfill to continue to spew its stench. But that said, this was tabled last month. My vote is not to bring it back off the table, and we move on.
Can I chime in?
Absolutely.
I'd like to say, you have the odor. We've also complained about staking in those trucks, and it's getting warm weather now, and they know they're covered, but they're still leaking. And they're the ones that said they want to be a good neighbor. I believe they should be, a little leaking here and say, hey, we got to do this. Get this odor done somehow.
The letter from Nixon Peabody came 3 days after our March meeting, so they had, they didn't even consider it. So there needs to be some conversation. We can't table it tonight, do nothing, and wait until next month and bring it up again. There's got to be some conversation. There's got to be some face-to-face with Kyle, with somebody. But they didn't consider our request. If they sent that letter from their attorney 3 days after our March meeting, they had no intention of taking us seriously.
And I've had discussions with Kyle, again, like I said, and Doug, what I mentioned to you, I think was that I don't think I can't speak officially for the landfill, but I think what he said in gist was that they would be more than willing to provide the same amount of funds for odor control, and everything above and beyond, the town of Seneca Falls would have to fill it in. And I don't know exactly what that costs or not. So obviously, I will, if this does not move forward tonight, I'll try to come up with an idea of how much this will cost and a system in place that will satisfy people as far as odor control. That's all I can do, okay?
Somehow they've got to, if we move forward with that, and that certainly puts something on the table, that's fine, it puts a place to start. But somehow they've got to quantize the amount they spend when in fact all they do, they pull somebody off the mountain and send them out to somebody's house. So I have no idea how they're going to quantize that, put a dollar figure on it. But we've got to see what they've got.
Okay.
It's got to be more than, there's got to be some figures there that we can look at, not just a promise that we're going to pick up what they don't want to spend.
Again, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know if we have the legal, everybody received a legal interpretation from our lawyer as well, David Howe, and I think he explained things to you as well. So anyway, that's, if this does not move forward tonight, I will reach out to Kyle tomorrow or the next day and see where we can move on that issue, okay? So Pat, I'm going to need a little direction here. Yep.
Can I chime in?
Yeah, Dave, yeah.
Mike, I want to chime in. I make a motion that we make Doug and Steve talk to Kyle, give Kyle, get this straightened out.
We got a motion. We got to figure out the first thing, okay? Let's hang on that motion. Pat, a little direction here, please.
Sure. Okay. Well, I would get if the issue is the odor response setup that we have, if we want to make changes to that, let's come up with a proposal to present to Seneca Meadows instead of just complaining about the way they do it. Let's come up with something that we'd like to see. At least then we'd have something to talk about as far as specifics as to, as you mentioned, they would be willing to, spend equal amount of money, but on what? So I think if we, on our side of the table, got something together to present, it would make a lot more sense and be a lot more likely to be successful.
Okay. And
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I think Doug, myself, and Pat should get together, have a conversation, and pick some different ideas together so that we can begin to formulate a proposal to take to the landfill. I agree with you 100%, Pat.
yeah, and I'll appoint that group of people when that comes up to that point, okay? Pat, I was more looking for more information on I made a motion, it was seconded to accept the permit. So is it all right if I just take a vote or no?
Sure, you can either vote it or somebody can move to table it and, at this point.
Okay.
And we can do it that way.
So I think Steve, you want to make a motion to table it?
This is Steve. I'll move to table it.
Okay. Second for that?
Second.
Doug, seconded, okay. Any further discussion on that? All in favor?
Doug, aye.
Aye, Dave.
Steve, aye.
Mike, nay. Don, nay. Okay, that's carried 3-2. Carried 3-2, so that's tabled, and then I will let you know how we're going to proceed. Okay? Okay, old business. Steve, how'd you make out with Data Prize and working on with IT from the county?
Well, I made a couple calls to the county, but I wasn't able to get in touch with Rob LaPrade. I don't know if they're working from home.
No, they're working.
Checked on some pricing. I think, as I stated last time, the firewall software is something that can be done for a lot less than $1,800. and the remote server backup solution, which is $1,200 a month, is extremely high as well. So I'm not quite sure how to, unless I get in touch with the county guys, I'm not quite sure how to proceed.
Well, I talk to Bob every day, so he's working, so
Right.
taking phone calls.
I reached out to a couple times and I didn't get a hold of them.
Okay, well, you gotta, I don't know anything about IT, that's why, this was something you were gonna do, so you gotta sit down with Bob,
Well, yes.
and you gotta find out.
Has the county been able to free up time? Have they been,
Absolutely, yeah.
are they up to speed yet?
Yeah, everything's all set, they're working, the help desk is in
So is there
place.
any reason they can't come in now and do that upgrade for us?
Oh, again, I don't know, Steve, I don't know the logistics of it, see, that's why you were supposed to talk to Bob 5 weeks ago, I don't know, you were gonna take over this. So, I would suggest you reach out to Bob and let me know what you wanna do, okay? That's their call, I don't have the expertise, okay? I'm not an IT guy, I'm not a lawyer, not a judge, I don't know, okay? But I do know Bob is working every day, and I do know Bob takes my phone calls, so if you reach out to him and call him, I'm sure he'll call you right back.
All right, I'll reach out to them.
Okay. So I guess we're gonna table that one.
It remains tabled then.
What's that, Nick?
It remains tabled.
Remains tabled.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Let's go to new business. Approval of special events. We have one special event, Mr. Spina? Jim, you still there? Probably left us.
I'm here, all right.
Okay.
Trying to get my dogs to shut up.
Oh, that was your dog barking, huh?
Yes, it was my dog barking.
Jim, there's one special event?
That's just the one that you have in front of you, Mike, I got that to make you, Chief, the Chief, you still there?
I'm in there.
There we go. And I know Chief has seen it as well. It is for, the request to use, Big Lake Park the Bandstand as well as 10 Fall Street parking, and also to use some of the street, Lower Fall Street for an Easter service to Trinity Episcopal Church. That's all right.
Okay, do we need a motion for this or not? Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Okay. So if somebody wants to make a motion of this, please.
Motion to accept,
Doug Avery makes a motion to accept the special event permit. Second, please.
Dave will second.
Dave Delay, second. Discussion. Doug, you want to fill us in on this?
well, I actually, since I'm grounded at home, I'm not involved, but the priest talked to Chief this morning, so maybe Chief is the best person to open up this conversation.
Okay, Chief?
So, yeah, here. So I spoke to the father today. The intent is for everybody to stay in their vehicles and park and listen through an electronic device. So there's going to be no contact, and everybody will stay in their vehicle, and it should be something that we can handle. So I would, it does somewhat violate our gathering of what we're trying not to do, but everybody is going to remain in their vehicle. They're not getting out and socializing.
Okay, I don't want to be talking bad about religion, obviously. I think it's inconsistent with what we're doing. As far as any town events, everything has been canceled. I don't know how many people would possibly be coming. And again, I think if there was an emergency, we're putting the police and first responders in a more difficult situation. I'm not saying anything's going to happen, but why create an event that something could possibly happen? So I'm personally not in favor of it, not because I'm against religion and Easter and everything else. I just think it's inconsistent and of what we're doing. So that's my 2 cents. Any other discussion?
Yeah, two things. I know that they plan not to use the bandstand, the gazebo, but rather their plan is simply to put up a canopy in front of the church. The request that he's made as far as all the additional parking and so on, not to this is his proposal, but I'm skeptical that he's going to get the return that he's preparing for. I think that the parking he's asked for is in case the whole world shows up. I'm skeptical that they're going to. I think it's going to be a fairly small gathering. I think it's a creative way to deal with the fact that no one can get together in a traditional setting for Easter morning. They'll be listening through the church's Facebook page. They're listening to a live stream and then watching what they can see out of their parked cars. So I understand, Mike. I understand your point. This is a need that a lot of people in the community would see, and I think this is a creative way to address it.
Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye. Doug, aye.
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 Dave, aye.
Steve, no.
Mike, no.
Steve?
So that's carried 3-2. All right.
So, I'm sorry, how did Dawn vote?
It went.
The dog voted yes. So it's 3-2 carried. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
You got it. So we already opened the bids, right? I don't have to do anything there, Nikki?
Yes, we have to accept them.
We have to accept them. Okay. Make a motion to accept bid for equipment rental from, who was it from, Nikki? I'm sorry.
Seneca Pipe and Paving.
Okay. Have a second for that? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Make a motion to accept tree removal bid from, cut the tree down or?
Lumbermack.
Lumbermack. Have a second, please? Second by Don. Any discussion?
Punching down.
All in favor of accepting the proposal?
Doug, aye.
Dave, aye.
Steve, aye.
Okay, that's carried 5-0. Make a motion to pay our budget contribution to Ludovico Sculpture Trail. I believe in the $3,000 was budgeted for the sculpture trail. We just need to approve that moving forward. They provided a brief summary of what the money is going to be used for. I would just say on this that, well, let me make a motion, seconded by Don. I would just say that, Nikki, we require them to give us a complete list of their expenditures at the end of the year.
At the end of the year?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Okay. Any other discussion there?
Yeah, this is Doug. We had also talked about nonprofits, giving us some document similar to what the It's a Wonderful Life Museum provided that outlines what the town gets in return for this. And we had said that we were going to insist on this from all the nonprofits.
Okay.
And I'd like to see us stick by that. I think we should go through with the money, but maybe not tonight because they haven't given us this one document that we've said we're going to require.
Right you are. I remember that very distinctively. So, Nikki, could you reach out to Liz and ask her for that document that we've gotten from the Wonderful Life Committee and other groups, please?
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks,
So
Doug.
how it's going to benefit the town, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna, let's see, we're gonna
So, we didn't vote on that. We made a motion to vote.
need a motion for,
You vote?
oh, we made a motion, okay, yes. All in favor, I'm sorry, all in favor of
Donate.
paying Ludovico Sculpture Trail the $3,000 once they provide the required paperwork for being a non-for-profit?
Doug, aye.
Dave, aye.
Steve, aye.
It's carried 5-0. Thank you. I'm going to add a new business item. I'm going to make a motion to freeze all non-essential town expenditures for the next 30 days. And, well, I'm just going to make a motion, and if someone would second that, then we'll go into discussion a little bit.
Doug, second.
Doug, second. Okay. I'm just really concerned about, obviously, everyone's health, but once the dust settles, I think there's going to be a tremendous ripple effect, economically speaking, not only for Seneca Falls, obviously, but for the world. I'd just like to hold off on any spending at the moment. Again, I'm talking about the non-essential things. Obviously, you got to pay the bills, and you need materials, and you need stuff like that. But there's some items on this agenda tonight that's been put in. I'd like to hold off for 30 days just to kind of get a better feel for where things are going. At the county level, you know, sales tax revenue is going to be down. I'm just afraid there's going to be a spiral effect with taxes, property taxes at the school level, at the county level, our level. I think you're going to see state aid affected quite a bit. So I just want to take a hold and wait and hold position until we get a little bit better idea. I'm not saying cutting it out for the rest of the year. I just want something to look at. Okay? So that was my reason for the motion. Any other discussion on that?
Yeah, this is Doug. I think it's a good idea. It's a wise idea. I'm a little concerned about how we define what's essential and what's not. I'm looking at these items that Jim Peterson has put in for the highway. If these are things that he needs in a timely fashion as he ramps up for the paving season, then maybe those things are essential. If 30 days won't hurt him, then we should wait. But it's going to be a tough determination to make as far as what's essential as we go through this.
Yeah, and you're going to have to trust my opinion on some of this stuff. But Jim, I'm thinking, Jim Peterson, if you're still there, I think we already have an auger and we already have a hydraulic breaker. If we wait in 30 days, is that going to be a game changer?
No, it's just have to put a little money into it to keep it running, so.
Okay.
So we end up spending money in order to save money.
Well, I don't know if that's the case or not. To be honest with you, I just, you know, I don't know how much using it or not using it. Okay. As far as paving is concerned, we're not paving, so. Yeah. But when we do pave, it's not like we're actually doing the paving either. So that's all goes off the contract. So. Jim, how bad is it? I mean, what are we using these for?
We do a lot of work.
I know what an auger is, okay, but I just can't believe we can't. No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
No, we actually what we use for the auger we use for burial on cremations and stuff, cemeteries. That's leaking out of the head real bad. And as far as the hydraulic breaker, we use that for our catch basins, break the blacktop out, we build the catch basins with that.
And what we have right now.
We could probably get by for 30 days, Mike, on these, but they need to be replaced. These are the old village attachments.
Right. Okay.
And they're in rough shape.
Okay.
But I'll hold on and we'll just go from there.
Well, again, this isn't a motion right now. We're just having a discussion. So if we can, anybody else, board members, any other discussion?
Yeah, well, I mean, the next thing on the agenda is police. This recorded phone line.
Right.
It's never happened since 60 State Street, and I think it's essential that we should be doing that.
Yeah, I think it's essential too. I think. But we've gotten by for 4 years without it, so it can't be that essential. Okay. And I agree, but it's also Okay, $5,000 too, okay? I agree, it's essential, and again, I would support it after 30 days, but, you know, we've gotten by so far.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor of putting a 30-day limit or 30-day moratorium on unessential spending, please say aye.
Aye.
Steve, aye.
Okay, that's carried 5-0, okay? And again, we're gonna pay the bills, and we're gonna buy paper, and we're gonna buy gas, and all that, but we're just gonna put some things on hold until we have a better idea on things, okay? I'm gonna throw another resolution at you that's not on the agenda. I'd like to make a motion that we do not open Vince's Park for the 2020 season. Have a second for that motion.
Second.
Second by Don Dyson. I'll start the discussion there. Vince's Park is a wonderful asset to the community of Seneca Falls, without a doubt, okay? At some point in time down the road, we're gonna have to figure out if town of Seneca Falls can afford Vince's Park. You're looking at basically $160,000 a year to operate it. Again, in a situation where I think revenue is going to be affected over the long haul. It's something I think that we should be fiscally responsible to our taxpayers. Also, I think you got to take into consideration that $3.6 million is budgeted from SMI as part of the host agreement this year, okay? As you probably all know, that's all based on tonnage. They're projecting anywhere from 30 to 40% less business based on the virus. So that's 30 to 40% less revenue for the town if everything plays out, okay? So that's the motivation behind my motion there. Other discussions?
Yeah, I didn't know whether you were doing this for health concerns or financial concerns.
Certainly would never open it back up until we had the green light anyway, but more financial at this moment.
Okay. I would like to see this, I'd like to spend the next month looking at these some of the figures that you just quoted.
Okay.
I hesitate, it may be an inevitable decision, but I hate to jump into it. I'd like to spend the next 30 days looking at it, and then make an informed decision at the May meeting.
Okay. Other discussion?
Mike, this is Jim Spina.
Yes, Jim.
What about people that reserve for like graduation parties, that kind of stuff? Would the pole barns and the pavilions remain open? Or would we kept closing the pool? Right now, the entire summer, every Saturday and Sunday is pretty much booked through August.
As far as the pavilion?
We had a bunch of cancellations, obviously. We've had a bunch of cancellations for May and June. Well, mostly May, all April, May, a couple of June are moving around. So that's just a question I have in this process.
Yep. And that's a good question, and it's something that obviously when we look at it, if we go along with Doug's suggestion to look at this for a month, and maybe the pavilion does stay open, because I believe, you can correct me, Jim, if I'm wrong, renting out the facility is self-sufficient as far as financially?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we still have to send somebody else to clean up, and my staff does that, so we wouldn't have to use Vince's Park dollars for that. But we do have to mow it.
Yep.
We're gonna have to hire some, at least another person, that kind of stuff. So, there'll be some cost, regardless whether, the way I look at it is, if we say, for example, let's say we decided just to close the pool and not operate the pool, we still have to mow, maintain it, you still have shelters, people will probably still use those whether they were booked or not. So, there would be some minimal cost to that, but I still think it would be in our best interest to allow parties that have booked, the pole barns and the indoor shelter. That's just my opinion.
Okay. I think, I know I made the motion, I'm gonna make a motion, motion with second and table. I'd like to make a motion to table, the motion so that we can spend the next month, based on what Doug, said, looking into this. Then I can also meet with Jim and try to get an exact, dollar amount of what the savings is gonna be if we keep the pavilion open and not the pool and not the softball fields. Granted, you gotta mow it, so come up with some idea financially of what it would be to do all that type of thing. So can I have a second to table this for a month,
Why
please?
don't you just withdraw the second and the motion and we just move on?
I'm sorry, Steve, say again?
Why don't you just withdraw the motion?
Oh, I see,
Rather than
okay,
table it?
okay, good idea,
I think we're all in agreement that there needs to be more discussion.
okay.
Yeah, you would go backwards, and the second would be withdrawn, and then the motion would be withdrawn. Do it that way.
Good idea, thank you. Don withdraws her second, and I'm going to withdraw my motion. Thank you.
Good, thank you.
Okay. So let's see. I'd like to table the resolution recorded phone lines for Seneca Falls Police Department until 30 days. Make a motion to table that. Okay.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Who seconded it?
Aye.
Okay.
Hmm?
Steve, aye.
Who seconded it? Doug? Oh,
Doug.
Ron. Sorry.
Okay. Pat, I'm going to let you take over the decommissioning security. I got to make, I'm going to read a resolution, and then I'll have Pat fill you guys in. Resolution to accept proposed agreements, whereas the Seneca Falls Zoning Board of Appeals approved special use permits for Dante Solar LLC and Sanglai Solar LLC, subject to approval of the decommissioning bond by the town board, and whereas the applicants have presented proposed agreements to the town that set forth the terms of the decommissioning bonds and require that such bonds be in place prior to the completion of construction. Whereas the town board and our attorney have reviewed the proposed agreements and the terms of the decommissioning bonds and find them to be acceptable. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Seneca Falls hereby authorizes the supervisor to execute the proposed agreements on behalf of the town of Seneca Falls. Can I have a second for that?
Second.
Don, second it. Pat, can you help us out here?
Yeah, so this goes back to, this is the project that, the two projects, the solar project at the end of, intersection of Gravel Road and 318. The, zoning board took their action of 2018, and so this has been going along since then, and part of their approval was subject to the town board approving a decommissioning bond. So that is so that after the installation runs its course and after its useful life, that the land can then be restored to the original state. So ultimately, we wanted to put a bond in place for that purpose, and so the bond just does take a bit of time. This agreement that they proposed allows them to go forward with all the regulatory matters that they have to attend to, like with the power grid, extinction from Alberta, and things like that. But the requirement, as put forth in this resolution, is that this bond would be in place by the end of construction and before anybody puts a switch on that this would all be formalized and be put in place. So the agreement is the first step to that. The terms of the agreement, as far as the amounts of the bond, are directly in line with the guidance that's been issued by the state and NYSERDA.
who oversees this sort of thing. So that is all in line with their guidance, and, otherwise there's, that's what this agreement is for. And if you recall, this project has actually two projects. They're right next to each other. They're on either side of the power lines out there. They tap in power lines. So that's what this is about.
Questions? Any board members, any other questions you have for Pat?
Well, the only question, this is Steve, the question I had was regarding the amount of the bond. But if you're saying they're following NYSERDA guidance and New York State's guidance, but it does seem low. You go out 25 years and $100,000 isn't going to be much money, I wouldn't think, to tear apart a solar farm, dispose of it, and restore that property. Seems like a very, very low dollar amount. But hopefully NYSERDA knows what they're doing.
Yeah, this is based right on their, on their guidance, and it's right in line with that. And at the same time, there is likely to be a market for this sort of thing, for the installation themselves, the materials and everything. So that could come into play as far as, when the time comes. But yeah, no, we weren't trying to recreate anything. We took things directly from the guidance from NYSERDA.
Okay.
This is Doug. Is this one agreement for both projects, or is
No.
the same agreement for each
No.
one?
Each project has its own agreement.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so, the number involved there is specific to one project, and there's two of them.
So in other words, we'll be doing this again at some point.
No, the resolution was about two agreements.
Okay.
But so the amount involved, it starts off at $60,000 each.
Got it. Okay.
Because the sample we got in our packets is just for, the signature page is just for Seneca.
Okay, well, there's two, there's actually two, because there's one Centrally, there's one for Donati, and each has a separate agreement, and each has its own bond requirement. It's the same amount because they're the same size project.
Okay.
So they're just, mirror images of each other.
Okay. All in favor of approving the decommissioning security agreement, please say aye.
Doug, aye.
Dave, aye. Steve, aye.
That's carried 5-0. Thank you. Peter Baker, you still on? Peter, you still with us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The UV light sensors and the disinfection system, that's something essential we've been talking about, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that's are critical for ensuring disinfection of the water supply.
Yep, okay, I just wanted to do that. So I'm going to make a resolution whereas the town water wastewater department is in need of UV light sensors for its UV disinfection system at the water treatment plant. Now therefore be it resolved that the town of Seneca Falls Town Board does hereby authorize the purchase of said sensors from Coister Associates as a sole source supplier of Trojan UV equipment for $10,770. Can I have a second for that, please?
Second, Doug.
Doug, seconded? Okay, Doug Avery, second. Discussion? As Peter said,
This is Steve. Is this a budgeted item?
yes. Right, Peter, that's part of that project, right?
They would be, typically typically, and I'm not sure if James is still on, typically UV sensors are they're expendable, it's a light bulb, essentially, that will, they need to be replaced periodically. It's not part of our specific project right now, so I believe it's just more of a replacement of worn parts.
Okay,
And I also noticed in this proposal that it states that this does not include the labor to install. Installation and startup not included, however, available under separate cover. Is there a reason that's separate?
This is James, can I talk for a second?
Absolutely, James, thank you.
Sure.
Okay, so these UV sensors, these are just normal parts to the UV system, and Seneca Falls uses UV light as its main disinfectant source at the water treatment plant. These sensors actually just detect how bright the light bulbs are shining, and it's the only way to really know that the systems are working. Yearly, you're supposed to send the sensors out for calibration, so the company can tell you whether or not they are functioning properly. I sent a set in this year for calibration. The company came back and said that they failed calibration, they were unrepairable, and gave us that quote for new sensors. We do the work to install them ourselves, so there's nothing else going on with that. And I tried to get other quotes from other companies, but unfortunately, Kester Associates is the sole source provider for this area. I tried calling different people across the country, and they all said, nope, we have contracts, and since you're in that region, you have to buy them from Kester. So unfortunately, that's how that is.
Thank you, James. James, do me a favor, if this gets accepted, could you give Nikki a letter, something to the effect that you just said that they're a sole source vendor for this type of thing, please?
Yes, I have a copy of that letter. I believe Joe might have attached it to that resolution, but if you didn't, I have a copy on my computer.
Nope, I got it right here. You're absolutely right. I'm sorry, I didn't look far enough. All set, thank you. Okay. Any other discussion on this one? I'm sorry?
There is a whole line item in the budget just for Trojan UV system maintenance. So,
Any other discussion?
Thank you.
Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Dave, aye.
Steve, aye.
That's carried 5-0. Another resolution, whereas East Baird Pump Station is in need of a new roof, the Water Sewer Department received 2 bids from local contractors. The low bidder is Peterman Lumber at $8,200. And whereas there's enough money left in the Bridgeport account, and Bridgeport asked this roof be done with the leftover funds. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town of Seneca Falls Town Board does hereby authorize the purchase of said roof from Peterman Lumber for the sum of $8,200. Have a second for that one, please.
Second.
I would say this does not come under our essential, other than the fact that Bridgeport Bridgeport Fire Water and Sewer Department, I should say, is closed out, and they're no longer a separate entity, and
Bridgeport Sewer District.
Sewer District,
Closed
right?
out,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they would like us to use the money that's left over from there to do this roof. That was at their request. So it's not costing the town anything, and it's, and it's not a budgeted item, but the money is there for covering it. So that's why it wouldn't come under the 30-day type of thing. Go ahead, Dave.
Dave, second.
Okay. Any other discussion on that one? Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Doug, aye.
Dave, aye.
Steve, aye.
That's carried 5-0 as well. Thank you. I'm going to put the next 2 items and table them until next month, until we get a good feel for what's going on. Number or letter, let's see.
J and K? Wait a minute. Yeah, J and K.
Coming with you guys, hang on one second. Okay. Resolution is the Highway Department would like to transfer 2 laborers to permanent light MEOs at a wage of $20 per hour. This would all take place when the department is back in full staff. Whereas the Highway Department will be able to utilize these 2 men in the right class, whereas they will be able to run all the equipment. Both employees are qualified to do the job. Now therefore be it resolved that the Seneca Falls Town Board is hereby authorized to transfer Ernie Tillman and Dan LeClaire from laborer to permanent light MEOs. Have a second for that, please?
Doug, second.
Dave, second.
Okay, Doug Avery, second that. Discussion. Jim Peterson, you still with us?
Yes, I am, Mike.
Could you fill the board in, please, a little bit?
Well, these 2 laborers that I got, in the class they are, they cannot run, supposedly they're not supposed to run any equipment. So I'd like to bump these guys up to the MEOs because they are qualified to run them and I can utilize them for anything that I need. It'd be more beneficial to the town to have them as an MEO position.
And it's $1 per person, Jim, per hour?
Yeah, they would come up $1 an hour, each one of them.
Got it. Questions? Any other discussion?
I just see this is Doug, I see this is the best way to use the people we have.
Okay, I don't like the idea that personally that we have people who are not supposed to be running equipment that possibly might put us in a position where they are running equipment. So I think when our committee met with Doug and myself and Jim, this was part of our discussion, so I would agree with that. Any other further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Doug, aye.
Dave, aye.
Steve, aye.
That's carried 5-0.
Thank you. Thanks, board.
Okay, Jim, thank you. I think, folks, you've gotten a letter from Seneca Falls Performing Arts Center. Steve, according to the email I got, you were going to talk something about this, Steve?
Well, I was just going to present it for discussion, but we all got a copy of it. I encourage them to actually send the request to Nikki and have it forwarded to the entire board, but they did reach out to me. We did discuss this a month or so, I guess it was 2 months ago. And we were trying to do something with this property. They owe the town approximately $16,000 for the renovations that were done a few years back. We did vote to lower that, offered an appeasement, and lowered it to $8,000 to settle that debt. If that offer wasn't satisfied. So this entity, which I think is another entity, the Seneca Falls Performing Arts Center, and the truth is, Doug could probably speak to this almost better than I or you because you're on the DRI committee. So these folks are trying to secure some DRI funding, and again, the lien that the town has on that property is preventing anybody from doing anything with the property in regards to the DRI. So I encourage them to write a letter and make us an offer, and here it is.
Yeah, this is Doug. It's kind of a twisted web because they don't own the place. Allison Stokes does. She's not able to pay the $8,000 for the local 16. The Performing Arts Center wants the space, and they'll, as part, if the DRI, if they're left in the DRI, then they will purchase it from her. But it can only stay in the DRI if there are no liens on the property. So I guess at this point you'd have to say they're willing to pay it on behalf of Allison, hoping, and these are my words, not theirs, hoping that it then paves the way for them to purchase the property somewhere down the line. They've also apparently they've been told by Labella that they need to prove that their request for the DRI is $200,000-ish less than the cost of what needs to be done. And so they have to prove to them, if I understand it correctly, they have to prove that they can come up with $200,000. So even if we pass this, they're not out of the woods by any means, because that's a huge undertaking for a small group of people in a short period of time. But in terms of, we're not going to get the $8,000 from Allison, we're not going to get the 16.
17.
I think, you know,
Correct.
the building is in bad shape, something of an eyesore and an embarrassment. I think this is a step we can take that moves people in the right direction. Whether it will actually come to fruition, I don't know. They've got a long way to go yet. But this is a step in that direction, and I'm inclined to support taking it.
Well, somebody's going to need to make a motion I think what they're asking for, somebody was going to have to make a motion that the town accept $1,000 in lieu of payment of the 16. I don't have the exact number again. I'm not making the motion.
17,779.31.
How much is that, Nikki?
$17,779.31.
So they're asking to pay off that lien with $1,000 for that they owe $17,000 and change. So if somebody wants to make a motion and get a second, we can have a discussion and move forward.
So moved.
Well, I'll make a motion for the purposes of discussion.
Okay. What's your motion?
Well, that we consider accepting the offer from the SFPAC to pay off that lien.
So your motion is you are making a motion that we accept $1,000 to pay off the lien from the church, Western
Well,
Church.
all right, let me clarify. Let me back up.
That's okay.
To be honest with you, what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to make a motion that we discuss this offer. I don't know that the $1,000 is the right number. This is what they're offering us. The last time we went out was $8,000. You know, perhaps we should, you know, ask for a little more in the interest of, you know, getting something back to the taxpayer. But the truth is, you know, what Doug was saying is 100%. I agree with the sentiment, 100% correct. And that is that we're never going to see the 16,000. We aren't going to get the 8. We may never get any. If entities like this stop coming forward trying to get that property, chances are the town's not going to recoup any dollar amount. So I think there's probably a dollar amount that works for these folks and puts a little bit in the coffers of Seneca Falls. And that's what I wanted to discuss. Maybe it's not 1,000, maybe it's 2, maybe it's 4.
Okay, we still need a motion if we're going to act on this, I guess. Pat, can you give us some guidance here? Right? Need a motion, right?
So, well, yeah, we need a motion in order to do anything.
Right.
But, you know, while we're talking about it, by accepting less than the full amount, the board is in effect, is basically to be claimed that you're making a gift of the amount that you're not taking. So the town should not be making gifts to anybody. But things to keep in mind are here is settling an amount, you know, settling any debt. There's a value in actually getting paid something as opposed to holding out for the full amount and getting nothing. So there's a value there as there is with every settlement. And then secondly, you spoke of getting something back for the taxpayers of the town of Seneca Falls. And certainly that is the paramount concern here. In a situation like this, we do have other situations where the town board entered into an agreement and to basically make a grant to groups to hopefully to
but also at the same time provide a benefit to the residents. And one such agreement is with the Women's Rights Hall of Fame, when that gets going, but also the Wonderful Life Museum has an agreement in place for that as well. And the letter that has been presented, while it is somewhat thin in a sense, I could see that we could maybe formalize some agreement. There would have to be an agreement. But if the board is of a mind to do something like this, we would have to come up with an agreement and lay out what the benefit to the town residents is. And, certainly things like having a venue for cultural events, that is certainly a legitimate benefit to the town. Things along those lines, as well as, this building's in rough shape. That's why we're here in the first place. That's in the direction of getting a building that's right on Fall Street rehabilitated in some sense. That could be a benefit to the town, beyond just the owners of the building. So things like that would have to be fleshed out into an agreement if the board is going to go down this road.
And again, there's no motion, but I'll still have a discussion on some things here. I think it creates a terrible precedent. There's a lot of nonprofit organizations in the town of Seneca Falls who are in desperate need of financial support. I don't think it's right. I don't think the town taxpayers should be funding this stuff. We have an obligation, again, to the taxpayers. We're talking about putting a 30-day moratorium on spending. I don't think it's right, personally. And let me finish. And then also, whatever agreement we have to make with them would be contingent upon they get DRI funding, which is certainly no guarantee that this project is going to be moving forward with the DRI. There's an awful lot of variables, as Doug said, that go into here, and I think they're on a fast track, to be honest with you. Like, some agreement would have to be worked out within the next week, type of thing. Go ahead, Steve.
Well, what I was going to say is, number one, we are spending money here. We're talking about taking money in. We've already spent the money, and there's no indication where we're going to get it back. So this would be putting money back into the Seneca Falls coffers. The other thing is we can't make it contingent on them getting the DRI money because they need to get the lien removed before they can really move forward to get the DRI money. So that's off the table. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to make a motion that we accept an offer for $3,000, a little bit more, and contingent that they meet the requirements of the letter or the contract that we speak of providing a service back to the town, showing, demonstrating or at least speaking to what they're going to be giving back to the town for us to essentially remove this debt. That's my motion. Motion $3,000. They need to satisfy a contract agreement with the town, demonstrating what they're going to give back to the town.
Have a second for that motion?
This is Doug, I'll second that.
Doug, second. Discussion? Other further discussion?
We just need to know that, as I said, they've been told they need to prove they can raise the other $200,000. We just made it a little bit harder for them. That doesn't necessarily change my vote, but you have to understand what we're doing.
Further discussion?
Well, if we don't get this lien, if we don't get the lien issue taken care of, we're going to have problems with this property for, till the end of time. So we may as well, if there's an entity that steps up, I think we should just try to do something.
At some point, it'll belong to us, and we don't want to go down that road.
Well, I'm not quite sure why it would ever belong to the town. They don't pay taxes. It's something we can't foreclose on. I don't know why it would ever belong to the town. But anyway, any other discussion? Okay, all in favor of Steve's motion, please say aye.
Doug, aye.
aye. Steve, aye.
Mike, no.
On
Don, no. Motion's carried 3-2. Okay, how do you want to proceed? Did you want Pat to work up an agreement? Is that how we got to proceed? Now the $3,000 just became more money, or less money, I should say, because we got to get the attorney involved with some type of an agreement. Maybe Pat will do a pro bono. Pat, how are you doing on that one?
Well, I mean, I can reach back out to, I can reach back out to the folks and tell them what we passed at the board. They're probably watching tonight anyway, so.
But we still need some agreement.
Passing the hat as we speak.
We will need an agreement, but let's get back to them first. If they say no, then we don't need an agreement.
Okay. Okay, so Steve, you're going to reach out and you're going to let us know in an email, right? Type of thing?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll do that
Great.
tomorrow.
Thank you. Okay, I will make a motion to accept the water sewer credits that you were listed. Give a second, please.
Second.
Second by Don. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Doug, aye.
David, aye. Steve, aye.
And that's carried 5-0. Okay. I'd like to make a motion that we enter into executive session for,
Do you want to pay the bills first, and that way?
we can pay the bills. Where are they? Oh, there they are. I'm sorry. Yep, okay. Make a motion for Nikki to pay the bills. A second, please.
Doug, second.
Okay. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Doug, aye.
Steve, aye. Dave, aye.
And that's carried 5-0. Thank you, Nikki, for doing that.
Yeah.
I'd like to make a motion now to enter into executive session for two reasons. Real property, I move that the board go into executive session and discuss the proposed sale, lease, or acquisition of real property, and publicity is likely to affect the value of the properties involved under Public Law, Officers Law, Section 105H. And also I move that the board go into executive session to discuss the employment history of a particular town personnel under Public Officers Law, Section 105F. Have a second, please?
Second.
Second by Don. All in favor, go to executive session?
Doug, aye.
Steve, aye. Steve, aye.
Okay, that's carried. Guys that are called in, department supervisors and everybody else, thank you so much. Have a great night. Please stay healthy. And everybody on Finger Lakes One who watched tonight, Jim Seneca told me there were 8,000 people watching. I want to wish you all the best of health and a good night also. Thank you. Okay.